The soldier stepped on something hard under the sand. The next second, his body was blown to pieces. The man was stunned by the shockwave. He instinctively took a step forward. There was a click. The man also stepped on a landmine. He stared at his teammates' remains and screamed loudly, forcing himself to calm down. He carefully knelt down on one knee. He used his knife to probe the sand beneath his boots. The man was certain it was a landmine. He scanned his surroundings and noticed the radio equipment was 8 feet away. The man untied his shoelaces and used an engineer's shovel to make a makeshift hook. He threw it with all his strength toward the backpack. The force nearly lifted his foot off the landmine, but luckily it hooked onto the backpack. The man hurriedly called for help, but ground rescue would take 52 hours to arrive. In 115-degree Fahrenheit heat, the man ate his last piece of beef jerky and drank the water from his canteen. But an even greater danger loomed. A massive sandstorm was bearing down on him. The man quickly strapped on his backpack to increase his weight and planted his rifle in the ground for support. Fortunately, he was not blown away by the sandstorm. His left foot remained firmly planted on the landmine, but the radio was swept away by the wind. It landed 40 feet away. He fired several shots into the air in desperation and shouted for help, but the desert was empty. In despair, the man prepared to shoot himself. Just then, an old man appeared in his field of vision, approaching him with an odd gait. The man pleaded with the old man to fetch the backpack from afar, but the old man suddenly pushed him aside, telling him to take the next step bravely, then turned and left. Hope was shattered. The scorching sun had caused the man's skin to peel off in patches. The man, in a daze, began to hallucinate. He saw a rescue convoy in the distance, but the desert was too vast. The convoy grew farther and farther away without noticing the man. The man anxiously looked at the signal gun nearby. On one side was losing his legs, on the other was receiving rescue. The man slowly closed his eyes. He decided to take the next step.